When you hear people rising, you hear people doing well, ask yourself, what do they do to get to where they are? There are things you do that provoke heaven. I sit here, we sit together. There are things you do that provoke heaven for you. And it ends struggles over your life. Act of kindness. Being kind to people. I was eye to the blind. I was leg to the lame. And the Bible said, even in the midst of his affliction, he prayed for his friends. In Job 42, verse 10 to 13, the Bible said, and the Lord restored to Job all that he had lost after he has prayed for his friends. So kindness is one of the key to assessing a clear atmosphere over your life. After you leave this meeting, I want you to look for one or two persons and see how you can be kind to them. God has lifted you, thank God for it. God has blessed you, thank God for it. But your lifting should not bring shame to others. Your lifting should bring honor. People around you should be influenced by the blessings of God in your life. Never you believe you need 1 million to be a blessing. Never you believe you need heaven and earth to be a blessing. From where you are is enough. From where you are, you can begin the journey. If you are here, and since you were born, you're up to 30 now, you're up to 31, you're up to 32, you're up to 40, and you have never been a blessing to anybody. Nobody can ever say, it was through this man that I do this. It was through this man that this happened to me. Then your atmosphere is not yet clear. You know the story of Job. He lost his wife. He lost all that he had. But yet he was still praying for his friends. What kind of heart? God was still seeing him. God watches over him. God saw everything he did. So when I got understanding of these things, I began to take life personal. Because others are not kind should not make me not to be kind. Have compassion on people. Be kind to people. You don't need everything to be kind. See, it is ungodly for your neighbor to be dying and you are eating in plenty. And it has been my lifestyle that anybody that comes around me, I will always think of what to do for you. How I can assist you in one way or the other. Do you have it or no? And I have come to discover that in blessing others, you command more of your own. He that scattereth, but yet increases. You know, when we teach giving in church, some people think that we are trying to tell you to bring money to pastor. And we are trying to tell you to bring money to the church. And we are trying to tell you to empty your account. I am not that kind of pastor who will tell you to empty your account. No. Except it's an instruction. So while he prayed for his friends in the midst of his trouble, God showed up. God restored him. Job became restored. Now let me tell you, sir, in the business of kindness, there are two kind of people I want to share to you that you shouldn't play with. Number one is your biological parents. Deuteronomy chapter number 5, verse 16. He said, honor your father and your mother, that it might be well with you. When I see people that are nonchalant, that are charlatans, and I wonder how they will succeed. Let me tell you, in case you are not aware, your parents are the men at the corridor of their destiny. Hey, honor your father and your mother as the Lord your God commanded you. It's a command from above that your days may be long, that it might be well with you. So the wellness of your life connect to honor. You can't stay for complete 1 year. Nothing comes out from your hand to your parents. And you are not aware that the time will come, you will no longer see them. Do you know that the word of your mother and your father is like a seed? When they plant it in your life forever, they will bear fruit. You honor your father and your mother, and the Lord your God commanded you, that it might be well with you, that it might be well with you in the land which the Lord God is giving you, that it might be well with you in Port Harcourt. When you see men that are struggling and the land does not open for them, their atmosphere is not clear. Sister, success is not by age. That is why you can see a young man yesterday you used to laugh at just come up proud today, because there are so many words of prophecy, there are so many spoken blessings, there are so many impartations on him. He's just looking for opportunity to blow up. And such men, every little thing they put their hand, they prosper. There's one of my brother, I talked to him some time ago. I said, listen, I have never heard anybody say God bless you before, sir. I said, everything you do, people curses you. They go, they don't go away with you, or punish you. And before my eye, I have seen him struggle. Sir, when your atmosphere is polluted, life will be so difficult. Now, you must do things that clear ways for you. Why do you think men will bring out their money and go and buy things for charity? Why do you think men will go to orphanage and they will give? Why do you think men will look at the poor and they will give things to them? Every time you do that, Jesus said, when I was poor, you did not give to me. He said, where were you, sir? If I have seen you, I would have given you. He said, I was that poor man you saw and you refused to give attention to. See, let me tell you, sir, there are things prayer does, and there are things kindness provokes. And I'm going to show you that when you become deeper in it, in your life, even set and fight you will always be late for you to be born. Because when your atmosphere is filled up with it, the Bible says it shall empty itself upon the earth. Matthew chapter number 15 and verse 4. He said, for the Lord has commanded, honor your father. Therefore, the Lord has commanded. Matthew 15 verse 4. When the Bible talks about honor, honor is not about kneeling down before them. Somebody told me, he said, I love my wife more than my father and my mother. I said, you are crazy. Do you know the sacrifice that parents make in us? Maybe you are a young person. When you grow up, you will understand. A time come in your life that you no longer have plan for yourself. Every little money you have, something will carry it. A child will tell you, need this. When we were living somewhere there before, I went to buy something, me and my wife, and I was telling the woman, I have spent 7,000 already. I don't want to spend again. The woman looked at me and laughed. The pastor. He said, don't worry. He said, a time will come that you'll be spending, you don't even know how much you're spending again. He said, one thing is sure, ask God to give you supply so that you will not be complaining. So tell me that for 20 good years, you suffer sleepless nights, you deprive yourself so many things to make sure you invest in your children. And when your children grow up, the time they're supposed to remember their father and their mother, they say it's their wife. Some of you that are married and you don't allow your husband to be a blessing to their parents, you are blocking your atmosphere. Before my mother died, my wife was the person that collected the blessing. And I can explain to you vividly. Sometimes will be important. My wife will travel to my village to go and see my mother. And on my behalf, she will give my mother money. He said, your son said I should give to you. And my mother will call me and pray for me, and I will smile. I don't know, it was time for her to pass on. She called me after the service. He said, please come, buy me some chicken and come and see me. And we stopped at Kilimanjaro, brought her some chicken. We were just sitting down on the same bed. She finished eating the whole thing, and he prayed for me. And he prayed for my wife. The next morning, she was gone. And I won't explain the prayers she made. And I can be glad to let you know, I am seeing the evidence before my eyes. Sir, kindness in honoring your parents shouldn't be a thing you think and a thing you reason. It should be your life. See, let me tell you, sir. You may have many prophets that pray for you in the morning, afternoon, and in the night, but you cannot have two mothers. You can't have two. People like us, we are still crying today. That how much our parents are still alive, so that we can show them kindness. Because we have seen what they suffer for us. When I was growing up, I did not grow up with a silver spoon, nor an iron spoon. I don't think I made spoon in the house. And I could remember how my mother would go to the farm from morning to night. Yes, I will never forget the day we went to a farm. We were doing something. They had to bury soup on the ground. Have you done that before? No, it will not sour. And when I was trying to bring the soup out, sand entered almost all the soup. And they encouraged me, say, my son, eat up. And I was eating it. And I saw my mother eating it. And I was looking at her face. She didn't squeeze her face. I have never seen where one uncle send money. I have never seen where one auntie send money. If she does not labor for it, she won't eat. A widow as she was. And now, you grow up. For complete 1 year now, you have never called her.